स्पोर्ट्स से जुड़ी किसी भी छोटी या बड़ी अपडेट के लिए सब्सक्राइब करें स्पोर्ट्स तक और साथ ही किसी भी नोटिफिकेशन को पाने के लिए बेल आइकन को दबाना ना भूलें।
Bowling, fielding perspective, but also being out there for 6 overs with a bat. And how do you think it's going to play for the rest of the test?
Yeah, I think that obviously there wasn't a huge amount of bounce or sideways movement for us yesterday, and I think today it was pretty similar. I think what we have seen is it has started to deteriorate though. I mean, banging back of the length with a new ball can't seem to be skidding through. So I think obviously it started probably a little bit drier than what we thought it was going to, but yeah, I mean after 2 days it's tough to say, but I think as you get into the 3rd and 4th, 5th day, it'll start to tell a different story.
To other MCG pitches that you've played on the past?
Not a huge amount different, to be fair. I think that even this year, when the Vics have played here and got it right with the ball, I think I'm only judging on watching from the live stream at times, but there's still been catches in front of the wicket. There's been one slip in a gully type wicket, so it's not your traditional Australian wicket that you have 3 slips in a gully all day and you bang away and the ball seams and carries like we saw in Perth, where a lot of dismissals behind the wicket. So I think you just got to adapt your game plan, and regardless of what the wicket is, what it presents day to day, you've got to be good enough to adapt and change your plans and execute them on the day.
Finchy, 170 overs from the bowlers is a massive effort.
Yeah.
Can you just tell me how they were going through the day and how are they now, obviously needing a break?
Yes, there was a long stint. I think the way that they kept backing up and they kept starting their spells really well, and I think having Mitch Marsh there was a real crucial part of that bowling attack. The way that he controlled the run rate as well. I think that at times it can be a bit overlooked when you look in the wickets column, but the amount of work that the guys did bowling to plans, and it would have been easy, particularly in that second session today, to let the game really get away from us, and before you know it, they're 450, 500 just after tea, and it's tough way back into the game then. So the way that they were just grinding away and rolled up their sleeves and just did the hard work was outstanding. Obviously they're tired, no doubt.
Yeah. And did you feel like the Indian batsmen in a little bit, probably because of the pitch, because of the good bowling, put the wall up a little bit? They batted really slow.
Yeah, I think that after lunch when we got Virat and Pujara, that probably changed their plans slightly. I mean, they were still 5 for 320 or something like that. So the game was well and truly in the balance then, and I think we sniffed an opportunity, and they played really well, Rohit and Rishabh there for a while. So it's still well and truly game on, no doubt. It's a great effort from our bowlers to keep backing up time and time again on that wicket to keep putting in the overs. I think Paddy Cummins, what was he, about 36 overs for the innings, and then strapped the pads on to be night watchman. It's a pretty brave effort.
Aaron, were you surprised by India declaration and a word on your catching?
No, I wasn't surprised at all. I think that with a team being in the field for a long time, the attraction of having a team 2 down overnight is a real positive, and something that most teams, I think, in their position would have done the exact same thing. Catching, it was just a couple overs there that we didn't get it right. I think a bit of fatigue setting in, and guys maybe just drifting slightly, but that happens. I mean, we've put in a lot of hard work, a lot of really good work. So I don't think that performance should be defined by a couple of drop catches there.
Aaron, you've obviously captained a lot yourself. You mentioned that a lot of teams would have done the same thing, but would you have preferred to be sent out in the field again for the 3rd day, given you had to face a tricky period there at the end? What would you have preferred if you were given the choice, if you were in Virat Kohli's head there?
As an opening batter, I would have certainly rather walk out tomorrow after about 10 overs, and 6 overs. It's a no-win position for a batsman. What can you get if you get away to a fly? You can be 20 not out. Or you can be back in the sheds pretty quick. So, like I said, if you're backing up for a 3rd day, there's not a huge amount of difference between 170, 180, 190 overs. It's still a grind that whole time, isn't it? So, I think it's like I said, I would have done the exact same thing, and the attraction to have a team 2 down in that little 7 over burst is so attractive. So yeah.
Aaron, the stump mics picked up a bit today of you and Tim Payne talking about his favourite IPL team. Can you tell us where that landed, and did conversations go into any weirder territory over the course of the 2 days?
Well, just trying to have a bit of banter with Rowan. I asked Rowan if we brought mid on up, if he'd take us on and go into IPL mode, and he didn't take the bait, unfortunately. He played really well. He played a really quality knock. It was just a bit of good fun, bit of banter. It was a long time out there.
Aaron, the Boxing Day test is sort of the marquee test of the summer and one of the marquee tests in world cricket. This is the second straight year, pitch like this has sort of been served up. Does this occasion deserve a better pitch than what we're seeing?
Well, I think it depends on the way that you look at it. Obviously, last year wasn't an ideal wicket, and it was a pretty lifeless wicket and a pretty boring game. From all reports that the guys played in it, the game moved pretty slow, and there was never really a chance of a result. But I think that this wicket is deteriorating a lot more than probably what we thought it would. So we saw tonight, even with the ball, there was skidding through. There was a couple that took off. So it's still game on if we bat really well and then back up and bowl again and put India under a lot of pressure. I think that there's absolutely, I think all three results are still on the table, 100%. It's India, Australia and a draw. It's so hard to say after 2 days when the wicket is deteriorating, but we're very confident that we can bat really big and bat well in this first innings and put India under pressure again.
Aaron, just off the field the last couple of days has been a bit going on with Bancroft and Steve Smith talking, and cricketers, Kevin Roberts has said that before the band players come back, that the dressing room will be canvassed via yourself and Tim Payne as the two captains to get the vibe of how the dressing room feels. I mean, is there a feeling from the dressing room about Steve Smith and Dave Warner at this point and the prospect of them coming back in?
No, honestly, it hasn't been talked about a huge amount. The interviews I saw briefly, just scrolling through Twitter yesterday, some headlines from both of them, but I didn't see the full articles, and there hasn't been any chat about it in the change rooms, to be fair, at all. So I'm sure when, obviously Cameron's 2 days away from being back to Perth Scorchers, so I wish him well, and I think that's 9 months ago, and I think in the next 3 months when Davey and Steve are ready to be allowed to come back and play cricket for Australia and their states, I think that from my point of view they'll be welcomed back with open arms. I think that whatever's happened has happened. The punishment's been dealt. They've been working really hard off the field to meet every criteria and go above and beyond everything that has been asked of them to come back and play international cricket again.
Aaron, from your vantage point, can you talk to us a bit about the way Pat Cummins performed over these two days, and obviously over the course of the series? He didn't really get the wickets in the first two tests that perhaps some of his spells merited, but I suppose the resourcefulness that he seems to be able to show on wickets like this, and he did it in India last year as well. Yeah,
absolutely. I think that the way that Paddy keeps fronting up and keeps coming back is a real testament to his fitness, the amount of work that he's done off the field to get himself into the condition that he is, to back up test after test. And like you said, he probably didn't get the rewards that he deserved in them first two tests, but you've heard every coach say it, you can bowl a lot worse and get a lot more wickets. And I'm sure that his rewards will come. The way that he is bowling is outstanding. There's pace, there's bounce. When there's not a real lot happening, he seems to be the guy that can make something out of nothing. So I think that's really exciting for Pat, especially with how long he's been back on the park, and touch wood that continues for a long time, because he's a super player. His talent with the bat, with the ball in the field, although he dropped one today, that's beside the point. He's just a super package as a cricketer, and an even better bloke as well. So he's just a bloke that is great to play cricket with.
Just the sequence, the two-ball sequence in which Pujara got out,
Yep.
he was obviously, he bowls quite a lot cross-seam. Did you guys think that was at all to do with, maybe one had hit the seam and jumped and the other one maybe hit the leather and skidded, or was it the pitch, those couple of balls?
No, I think probably a little bit of both, to be honest. When you bowl cross seam, things happen, don't they? So it's obviously not what you want to do all day. But like you said it yourself, Paddy's a very skillful and resourceful bowler. So he's using all the tricks that he's got there to undo a guy that you know, when he gets in and he anchors down, it's so hard to remove. Pujara is a world-class player for a reason. So to knock him over after hitting him on the gloves as well is really quality bowling from Paddy.
Yep. Quick one. Sorry. Yeah, you said you weren't surprised when they declared, but it looked from afar that mid-afternoon they were just plodding along at a nice rate and potentially could bat into day 3. What were you thinking at that point regarding a declaration and the potential for you to go and bat in the evening? Yeah,
there was a couple of discussions out there. There was a few different opinions on. Some guys thought that they might just bat out the day and then have a little dart tomorrow and go big. But like I said, it's so as a captain at 2 for 10 or something after them 7 overs is so attractive, and it can change the game. So as an opening batter, there's no worse time to bat after 170 overs in the field to walk out and bat then. But whether it's tonight or tomorrow morning, you have to do it anyway. So it's all good fun. Play with a smile on your face. Whatever happens in terms of your own personal result, it's all good.